Hello, viewers. Thank you for joining today's conversation. Today we have a very special guest, a very young lady from Kenya. I will let her introduce herself before we get to know more about her. How are you, Kendi?
Hi, hello. Hi everyone. My name is Kendi Militi. I'm from Kenya. Kunshan class of 2026. My intended major is computation and design with tracks in digital media. But I am also interested in a bit of philosophy, religion, and gender studies. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kendi, for that good introduction. And I know that we both come from Kenya, but we have never met there. This was our first meeting ground. I came to know of Kendi as one of the best students and graduate students here. So she has really held our name very high here. So Kendi, kindly take us through your journey. You are studying. You once told me that you joined JKUAT, Jomo Kenyatta University in Kenya, but then you decided to. Can you kindly take us through some of the stages you went through?
Okay, soon after graduating high school, once the KCSE results were out, I applied to join two community-based organizations that help students apply to universities abroad. So I applied and got into the Equity Leaders Program by Equity Bank, and I also applied to the Education USA Scholars Program by the US Embassy. I got help from both organizations. I applied to a couple of schools, but then settled on DKU for obvious reasons. I mean, this is China. As a computer science major, I knew I would get like the best of technology here, and the US is also like a growing superpower in terms of technology, and by studying at DKU, I get to study both at DKU in China and Duke in the US. I get 2 diplomas, so this is going to be of help to me, and I think it's also like nice to come to a different country, learn a new language, learn new cultures, and yeah, it's turning out to be a really nice experience so far. Yes.
All right.
Oh yeah, JKUAT. I forgot. So I did go to JKUAT for 2 semesters. I was taking electrical engineering, yes, but then during my second semester is when I got my acceptance letter to Duke Kunshan University and left and came here in September of 2022.
Oh, okay. So interesting. How did you come to learn about the two supporting organizations, the Equity and the American Embassy?
So I was fortunate enough because the high school I went to had like good connections to people who knew about these things, and I think that is when I realized that the school you go to kind of determines the kind of opportunities you end up having, because most of my friends did not get into these programs because they were not aware of such opportunities, and I also got to realize that there's so many organizations out there that I did not know about. So maybe I'm going to list a couple. There's the Equity Leadership Program, there's the Education USA Scholars Program by the US Embassy, there's AFEX, there's KENSUP, and there's one more. If I remember during the course of this, I'll probably tell you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Is it that someone connected you to this organization, or was it official advertised in a Kenyan magazine, something?
For me, it was a friend's mom who sent my mom the link to the Education USA program. Then my friend sent me the link to the Equity program. So my friend's school is well connected, and the school advertises these things. So I was lucky because my school did not tell me of these things. So we came to learn about these things from people from other schools too.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, back to the organizations. How did you apply?
So
Did they require something like written applications? Did you go for interviews? And do you still get such opportunities out there?
Okay, so I think what is common to both is you have to write a couple of essays, but the first thing to qualify is to have certain minimum grades. So for the Education USA Scholars Program, we had to have an A in math and a minimum of an A minus in English. For the Equity Leaders Program, I think you just had to have an A or an A minus overall as your KCSE grade. But for both, you had to write a couple of essays and sit for some kind of exam. At least for the Education USA Scholars Program, we had to take a mock SAT test. And then how we got in was based on our grades for the SAT mock test. And then we had an interview afterwards. For the Equity Leaders Program, we had to take some kind of math and English test. Then again, based on our scores on the tests, they vetted us, and that's how we got in. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. I am also getting to know these things for the very first time. I've never heard of them, and I know that it's information that is required outside there because we have so many parents and students who are who will listen to this clip and they will really gain from this information. Okay, now after there, you came to DKU. You decided to do computer and stuff, so many technical stuff. Okay, how is it here? How are you getting your life along here?
I think outside academics, life is like really interesting. There's so many clubs and organizations to join, and even if you don't, I mean, China is a beautiful country. It's a beautiful country. Sorry. So you can just like go out. You don't necessarily have to like get to walk in a park. You can just like walk along the road. Everything is so clean, and it's the spring now. There's flowers. Everything just like looks so nice. So there's numerous places to hang out. There's places to go, places to see, food to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Academic-wise, you just have to fight for your life. But it's not that hard, but it's not supposed to be easy anyways. And I know people's concern is, do you have to learn Chinese? Yes, I have to take Chinese classes for like 2 years. But from my experience, my Chinese classes are like the easiest classes I have taken in this school so far. And the math and like sciences classes are like the hardest, but manageable.
Yeah, okay. I haven't taken any of the language classes, and I think I have no passion. I think I have zero passion in languages, okay, which is so interesting to learn actually. And now, what's your plans?
So my plan first is not to just like focus on my degree, but also have a couple of research projects and actual like civic engagement programs, because I'm interested not only in my major, but I said philosophy, religion, gender studies, and especially gender studies. So I plan that by the time I graduate, I will not only have done like something related to my major, but I'll have either like a research paper or like a blog spot for gender studies, philosophy, religion, stuff like that.
Yeah, oh, that's interesting as well, because these are some of the areas, challenging areas that we are currently having, especially across the globe. We can't say that it's in Africa alone. You have now studied at least in 2 countries, in Kenya and in China. How can you tell us the experience between the 2 universities?
First of all, I think it's to note the difference in technical support and the kind of technology we find here, because I remember like going to the chemistry lab for the first time. It's so different from what I had in JQuat or what I had in high school. Because I mean, fast growing technology, and there's enough space and enough like equipment for everyone to use. And we don't have to like be in groups of 7, 8. It's just like a group of 2, or you can do it alone. So that's one of the things I noted like really much. And another thing is the equipment we have in Kenya, like most of it is like so old and outdated, and no one uses that anymore. And then you get here and there's new equipment, new stuff. Yeah, but one thing to note also, like one good thing from our education system, because we tend to criticize the bad so much, is I realize that in high school in China, they don't get to like have lab practice. They don't have labs in high school, and we do have labs in high school. So I think that like puts me on a pedestal when it comes to like lab equipment and how to like conduct experiments. So I think that's a good thing, yes.
Yeah, and then academic. Generally, Actually, academics here in China, compared to Kenya, Kenya is thorough. It's only that now the techniques is good, the expertise is good, but theory, we got it the best. But it can be very good and very encouraging to have someone maybe get the experience in both countries, because it's something good. It's something that you will get to learn a new thing, a new technique that is not back in our country. We also have to hold Kenya in our hearts because it's our motherland, but whatever is happening across the globe, you find that we have some techniques that we are upgraded this side as compared to our own country. Okay, Kendi, you mentioned about your own organization. You are coming up with something. Tell us more about it. Maybe you might find someone here who is interested.
Yes. It's not done yet. It's still in the works, so I will not tell everything about it. But it's basically to teach basic coding stuff, HTML, Java. If you want to go more into details of Arduino and stuff like that. But I'm planning to have classes. I'm gonna set up a website and people can sign up for classes, choose the language they want to learn and the module, either beginner, intermediate, or expert. So I'm still working on that, and once it rolls out, you guys will know. Yeah. Okay, it's for a fee, of course, just a small fee.
Yeah, of course, it's for a small fee, but and also to support to get those who will not be able, because we cannot leave Kenya, all of us, but we need to learn. We need to get back to the society and teach people of what the expertise we are getting from this side. So I would encourage everyone to look forward. We will always tell when the link is ready and when Kendi is ready to begin her stuff, so that each one of you has an opportunity to get to see and get to join her website. Okay, thank you so much, Kendi. Thank you for your time. It has been so good to have you here this evening, because it's evening anyway. I know that people will watch maybe in other parts of the world different times, but here it's evening. So thank you so much, but I won't let you go without having a word to those people who are listening to us. We have youth who are still in colleges, in universities. Others are still looking forward to come to terms to their status. What can you tell them?
I think this is something I have said before, and it's the world we currently live in requires us to move with audacity, and just not ordinary audacity. Have delusional amounts of it. So sometimes it's okay to be risky as long as you know your goals and you're going for them, but also act within your limits. You don't want to push yourself too much or push the wrong doors at the same time. But if you feel like you're failing, it's okay to fail sometimes to learn. Just don't do things blindly. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Kendi has really helped so many youth in Kenya. I know some people who have gotten chances even in international universities through her help, through her guidance. So if you have someone that is really willing to get to learn more about Kendi, you can let us know and we will see how to reach out and how to connect you. Thank you so much for watching and have a good